Nobody asked, but you may have noticed this game literally just came out. You may have also noticed I do not have enough subscribers to warrant a review copy of the game. You might put two and two together and realize I had a very limited time with this game before putting this review up. That being said, I think when we all think Mario Maker, we have a general idea of what it is we're getting into, even if we didn't play the first game. You make Mario levels, and you can play other people's levels. Boom, done. In my experience, the first Mario Maker was not a favorite of mine. The tools to make levels were very intuitive and effective, but I was more interested in playing other people's levels, and 90% of the levels I played looked either like this, or like this. Oh, no. I hope with the larger popularity of the Switch we'll see some more middle-of-the-road difficulties in the levels other people make, but it'll be a long time before the online mode will be populated enough to really judge other people's content. And I think to judge this game heavily on what other people do with it doesn't seem fair to the game. So for this review, I wanted to ask two main questions that I think should be answered to determine whether or not this is a noteworthy sequel. Number one, is the level editor and tools at least on par with the original, if not more effective with more elements? And two, does the new single-player mode showcase Nintendo's signature polish and attention on fun like their other games, as opposed to being like a multiplayer mode in Tomb Raider? So guys, are you ready? Super Mario Maker 2 is really great. I started with the single-player mode, and wow, y'all. Okay, when I say wow, I'm not talking about the story itself. It's Mario, Peach's castle got destroyed and you gotta rebuild it. That's the story. Now, what I am saying wow to is that there are 100 built-in levels to play, and honestly, most of these are better than most levels in the new Super Mario Bros. Series. These levels are crazy and wacky and bend the rules in ways I've never seen in a mainline Mario game, and I really appreciate Nintendo for going the extra mile and treating this new game mode right. Even if I struggle in the future to find levels I like made by other people, the pre-made levels in the single player mode alone justify a $60 price tag. But that's barely scratching the surface of Super Mario Maker 2. I played a couple of the tutorials, which I will come back to in a minute, and I jumped into Maker mode, which to my delight is smoother and more intuitive than the previous entry. Within minutes, I was able to find all the tools I needed to get started, and honestly, I'm pretty proud of the level I made on my first try. Now, not only can you change the aesthetics of the level from normal to desert to underground or to water and all that jazz, but as you can see here, you can change which Mario game the level is based off. And each game theme has its own set of tools, enemies, and even ways Mario can move. For example, in the original theme, he moves like in the original. But in the new Super Mario Bros. Theme, he can triple jump, he can jump off walls, he can get the helicopter hat. There's plenty of variety in this game, but I don't think anyone was doubting the variety. That really should surprise nobody. There is so much variety in this game, from the different games they can be based on, to the different themes within the games, to the different enemies, to the different platforms, to the different mechanics, to the different ways Mario can move. It's really good. Now, this game isn't perfect. For some mysterious, unknown reason, you still have to type in the freaking 9-digit friend code to find your friend's maps. The online's a little buggy. You can play online multiplayer with random people, but not with your friends yet. If you're playing in handheld mode, you have to use a stylus. You can't use this handy-dandy pointer thing. The Mario 3D World theme is kind of clunky and has some weird mechanics that I don't think translated to 2D very well, but none of these are the end of the world, guys. There's 4 other themes, and they're fantastic. The last thing I want to mention is the tutorials. This game has more tutorials than that website that sponsors all the YouTubers. The beginning and intermediate tutorials explain the ins and outs of how to make levels and how to use some of the more complex tools. And the advanced tutorials and some of the intermediate ones are all about how to make levels fun. There's a lesson on pacing. There's a lesson on having a great level and sticking the landing. There's not one, but two lessons on how not to be a troll, discouraging the player from practices like putting an enemy in every single block. I fully intend to play through all of these for my own benefit, but the reason I bring them up here is because they give me hope for the future of this game. Like I said, I could never find a ton of great levels in Mario Maker 1, but with the Switch being a more popular console and these tutorials existing to help creative people make the best levels they can, I'm very optimistic to see what kind of crazy fun stuff people come up with. This game has a couple minor problems, but ultimately this is a game that is very fun. It's fun to make levels, it's it's fun to play levels, and I know I'm only scratching the surface of what this game is capable of. I give Mario Maker 2 a 4 out of 5.